He'll be out of the game probably in July. And we'll be announcing some once we sit down, we look at a few things. He's #1 in the WBO, he's #1 in the WBA. So there's a lot of fights happening over the next few months, and we'll sort something out. Don't worry, it'll be a big, big fight because he's a big, big fighter. You know, so exciting. Fought a very, very tough guy, broke him down and did what nobody else has been able to do. You stop him.
Going really well. I'm excited. I can't wait.
And you know, when you were young, obviously you've proved a lot in the heavyweight division. You've won the world title. Moses Itauma is highly touted, just like you were. Do you see similarities in yourself?
Yeah, he's on his path, and he's looking good.
I don't even know. I'll go take my house to Daniel. What?
Breaking news in the heavyweight division as Moses Itauma leaves no doubt about his next target. Fresh off a dominant and brutal fifth-round stoppage victory over Jermaine Franklin, Itauma didn't waste a second when asked about what comes next. Because there was no hesitation, no vague answers, just
His jab. His jab is so underrated. He's got good chin as well, I can't lie. Yeah, he's got good chin. He's never actually been, like, sparked, though, do you know what I mean? So, you can say he's got
just a direct and confident call-out aimed straight at Daniel Dubois. This wasn't promotional hype or casual ambition. It was a clear statement of intent from one of the most talked about young fighters in boxing today. Itauma's performance against Franklin was more than just another win.
Ever collide?
Eventually, I think anything can happen. So, but I've got to take care of business first.
Do you see any weaknesses in Itauma's game?
I'm not going to give him away if I do.
It was a statement. From the opening bell, he showed composure, power, and a level of ring intelligence that continues to impress analysts and fans alike. By the fifth round, the pressure had become too much for Franklin, who, despite his experience and durability,
I feel like I got a little bit away from the coach's game plan. I got caught with a punch. I got dropped. I feel like I could have got up, but they stopped the fight.
Where do you feel you go?
I mean, the sky's the limit. Like I've never been a quitter, so just back to the drawing board. Got to change some shit up.
simply couldn't withstand the calculated assault. Itauma broke him down methodically, showcasing not just raw aggression, but also patience and tactical awareness well beyond his years. Following the fight, Franklin remained composed.
It's a fight. He found the shots. What can I say? Great prospect. Yeah.
Listen, your name's always going to be there because you're still young, man. You're still hungry. I can see the smile on your face. You've got that big fight with Wardley. What happened in the ring? Because I think Frank had to come and pull you guys apart, right?
Nah, it is what it is now. I'm locked in for the fight night now. Just locked in, focused. Nothing I'm in tunnel vision, fight mode now.
When I talk to everybody about your fight with Wardley, they say this is the best fight in heavyweight boxing. It is the biggest fight. And it's a 50-50 split from a lot of people, man. Is that the fight that you wanted after a tough fight against Usyk?
Of course I did. I'm at that level now. I can't go back, and I'm on. I'm all for the challenges and greatness. That's what I'm chasing.
Just a final one. I know you've got to go down, but just that final message for the fans. We're only 5 weeks away, I think, for such a big fight. What do you want to say to everyone?
Man, there's nothing else.
Composed but honest about what went wrong. He admitted that he got caught and momentarily lost focus, something that, against a fighter like Itauma, is all it takes. One lapse in concentration can end the fight, and that's exactly what happened. Frank
Rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. And that's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him.
Franklin's comments highlight just how dangerous Itauma is becoming. He's not just powerful, but also opportunistic, ready to capitalize on even the smallest mistakes. Meanwhile, Daniel Dubois has made it clear that while he acknowledges Itauma's rise,
good fight. Yeah, look, fantastic performance from him. He did everything, ticked every box, like won every round. He actually made his own self-adjustment in there as well. Came out the first round really fast. Actually said to himself, actually, I need to slow down here and pick this a bit. And maybe he realised that actually Franklin, which is something I knew, the team knew, like he's no mug, he's not just going to roll over, he's going to take a bit of work, and it takes a bit of figuring out to break someone like him down.
His immediate focus lies elsewhere. Dubois is currently locked in on a high-stakes clash with Fabio Wardley, a fight that carries significant implications for his career trajectory. Dubois understands
A guy who's 24 years old, who's got his always faculties right, getting trained by one of the best trainers in the United Kingdom, and then mate, it's like you got more chance of winning the lottery than you beating that Moses.
That before entertaining future matchups with rising contenders like Itauma, he must first deliver a convincing and emphatic performance against Wardley. For Dubois, it's about maintaining momentum and proving he belongs at the very top.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them.
Of the division. Dubois has spoken respectfully about Itauma, describing him as a strong and hungry young prospect with immense potential. However, he's also emphasized that his current mindset is entirely focused on progression, legacy, and becoming a 2-time world champion. Itauma may be on his radar, but for now, Dubois is concentrating on the immediate challenge in front of him. The broader boxing community has been quick to weigh in on Itauma's rapid rise.
Yeah, same way that we all kind of saw and expected. He's a fantastic young fighter with great punch power, great punch selection and timing. So he eventually got the shot off.
He was looking for the rounds, and Jermaine Franklin gave him some good rounds in there. Did you feel like, that was the right level of opponent that he needed for his career?
The guy's very cute, very clever, blocked well, slipped well, got up from the first knockdown. He gave him everything that he could, and
Amir Khan has urged caution, warning against rushing the young heavyweight into elite-level competition too soon. Khan believes that while Itauma has undeniable talent, he still needs time to develop and gain experience before facing top-tier opponents such as Oleander Usyk, Dubois, Deontay Wilder, or Anthony Joshua. According to Khan, careful progression is key to ensuring long-term success. On the other hand, Fabio Wardley, who is preparing to face Dubois,
Let's get that right. However, the intrigue that surrounds this fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this
3
fight.
generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
They're so excited about it.
offered high praise for Itauma's recent performance. Wardley highlighted how Itauma didn't just rely on speed and power, but made intelligent adjustments during the fight. He noted that Itauma started aggressively, but quickly recognized the need to slow down and approach Franklin more strategically. This ability to adapt mid-fight is something that separates good fighters from great ones. Wardley also pointed out that Franklin is far from an easy opponent. Known for his toughness and resilience, Franklin doesn't simply fold.
I would be silly not to take that, because I would end up in a better position taking that fight than if I didn't take that fight. If I win, I'm a world champion, I'll smash the records, I'm a millionaire, superstar, XYZ, yeah? And if I didn't take that fight, then I've still gone and tried in my
hold under pressure. Breaking him down requires patience and precision, qualities Itauma demonstrated impressively. Wardley's analysis reinforces the idea that Itauma is developing into a well-rounded fighter capable of handling different styles and challenges. Veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora echoed similar sentiments, stating that Itauma is incredibly difficult to beat at this stage. Chisora emphasized the young fighter's strong training foundation and overall skill set.
What direction we're going to go in for this next step.
Who is next? Is Moses Itauma on the horizon?
All the guys in the heavyweight division, yeah, they're all the guy, especially the one who has the belts, and you know, if the belts fragment or whatever, stuff like that can happen. Whatever way I can become two-time heavyweight champion. That's where I'm going.
Suggesting that many opponents would struggle to deal with him right now. From a broadcasting perspective, Adam Smith praised Itauma as a near-complete package. He highlighted his southpaw stance, punching power, movement, and mental strength, noting that these attributes make him a serious threat in the heavyweight division. However, Smith also raised an important question about timing, whether stepping up to face elite opponents now would be beneficial or potentially premature. Lawrence Okoli,
or he might knock him out. I don't know, but personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing, and I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of.
Provided a technical breakdown of Itauma's performance, emphasizing his shot selection, timing, and patience. Akoli pointed out that Itauma didn't rush for an early knockout but was willing to go through the rounds, systematically breaking down his opponent. This maturity and approach suggests that Itauma is not just chasing quick finishes, but is focused on developing his overall craft. Adding to the growing excitement, Duke McKenzie spoke about the wider impact Itauma is having on the sport. He noted that interest in these fights is spreading across generations, from young fighters in gyms to long-time boxing fans. According to McKenzie, this level...
The thing that I worry about with Moses is the size. But ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Alexander Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Alexander Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent.
Level of attention indicates that Itauma is helping to inject fresh energy into the heavyweight division, making upcoming fights feel like major events. Itauma himself has made his ambitions crystal clear. He has openly stated that he is ready to take on high-risk fights against top names like Dubois and Usyk without hesitation. For him, these challenges represent opportunities to accelerate his career, achieve major milestones, and potentially become a world champion at a young age. Sank without hesitation. His willingness to embrace risk sets him apart from many fighters who prefer a more cautious path. Promoter Eddie Hearn, however, has advised a more measured approach. Hearn pointed out that at just 20 years old, Itauma's career decisions must be handled carefully.
So far, but when you get to elite level, you can't get away with it. I don't think Daniel has the capability, strength in regards to talking to his dad or standing up to his dad or standing up to that setup. I don't think he has the strength to do that, and which is why it will always hold him back. You got to look. This is personal business, so I don't know the ins and outs of it. Caroline, she, as far as I know, she doesn't work with her dad.
He expressed confidence in Frank Warren and his team, suggesting they understand how to guide a young talent properly. Hearn indicated that it would be surprising to see Itauma thrown into extremely high-risk fights immediately, despite the growing hype. Tony Bellew offered an interesting perspective on Itauma's physical attributes. While acknowledging that size can be a factor in heavyweight boxing, Bellew emphasized that modern fighters like Usyk have shown that skill, movement, and intelligence can outweigh pure physicality. He believes Itauma's athleticism and boxing IQ make him a formidable contender, even against larger opponents.
I think this fight's just gone took another toll.
It's absolutely grabbed the public interest now to another level, isn't it?
This is quite simply the biggest fight this country's ever seen.
Bellew went even further, describing Itauma as a potential future face of the heavyweight division. He suggested that Itauma represents the next generation of fighters capable of reshaping the landscape of the sport. His comments highlight not just Itauma's current abilities, but also his long-term potential. Johnny Nelson provided insight into the importance of factors outside the ring, particularly when discussing Dubois. Nelson mentioned that personal dynamics, including management and family relationships, can play a significant role in a fighter's success. He contrasted this with Itauma's focused and disciplined approach, suggesting that his lack of distractions could give him an advantage over competitors dealing with external pressure.